they've done their research, which you're assuming they have, I will say this A bomb site for Imperial is definitely where the problems are. Fur is given a lot of freedom, and Bolts is incredible over towards B, but those are both your B-leaning players. And so Fur oftentimes is like super mobile, trying to help out over towards A. That can open up vulnerabilities in the B site, even though Bolts is normally good for a couple. But you kind of see rounds fall apart based on kills gained at the A side of the map. That's often where it begins. So Imperial, I think they're going to need to show up early on the A side, because I know their B defense is good. I know these guys don't miss a beat over on this side of the map. So Fur here early normally does something nuts in pistol rounds if they come top banana. This time, though, he's being a bit more measured.
Yeah, it's still a bit of a pop-up here, but I don't know if this is the commit with still Cabal lurking apps. The options are open to go back. Bomb finally gets into middle, and this is nice for IHC. The default is already a lot better. Just pushing that B setup passive into the bomb site means Imperial don't have info. They don't want to regain info, and because it's a pistol round, they don't have the util to do so. It's got to go into this A setup. Cabal spotted, baited into these dualies for FNX. Oh dear, missed the first burst. This can get uncomfortable. Block up close as well. Cabal hits the headshot. Smoke is a problem. Vinny hiding behind it. They're shooting him right through, though. He's so low. Techno and Cabal, in fact, gets that kill from Apps 5 on 3. And we already know how these rounds go on Inferno.
Yeah, kind of brutal, right? You do have a smoke, 2 flashes, but no kit. That's going to be problematic. Oh, and you're 3 on 5, so not the ideal spot to be in. I'll smoke to try and deny some vision from Mini Pit, or as it could be christened, Vinny Pit.
Yep.
Flash over the top. Cabal's going to swing with the dualies, not even needed. It's Techno 4K to melt the first man moving in. And now just cleaning up the remainder. IHC going to open up with a pistol round, and I mean already, you know, we talked about the A-side woes. They show their face in the pistol from the get-go. That's where IHC wanted to head. Yeah. They feigned taking that top banana control. And I kind of like that. I like that that's the first round they run, because one of the things we've been speaking about every Imperial Inferno game is the freedom that Fur is given. Well, that hinges a lot of the time on Imperial taking banana early and freeing him up to play this rotate role between A and B. If you're able to take banana away, you force Fur to stay in the B bomb site. You force him to commit to that. And in moments where he is committed, Fallen kind of becomes the rotate player from Arch side over towards B. So there's ways you can manipulate this to always have that A site a little bit weaker and a little more in your back pocket, and IHC do it from the get-go.
Yeah, that's the first time they've opened the map in this series with a pistol as well. Almost all the pistols have come through for Imperial in this BO3, so IHC starting strong, not having to rely on a force buy to break the conversion. Already differences looking good. And yeah, the defaults are nice again. Just triple app side, double banana. It's a force buy for Imperial. It was always going to be on this map. Couple of scoots. FNX taking the secondary. He did tag score on the cross. To start the round, Fallen doesn't want to waste his nade. Wants more value out of it. Somewhat scared perhaps of a B play as well. Would rather nade after he's taken a shot. Try and finish a kill with that scout. He keeps considering it, but double scoped up. Now it's a good time, he feels, and it's not bad at all. Techno on 50, Blitz eats one as well. So already util looking good for Imperial. They've really softened up those targets. This scout now needs to capitalize, needs to pick players off. They're running up on the long side. FNX Fallen, both hitting shots. What? Oh my goodness, 4 kills scout in round. 4 seconds out of scouts. You don't need guns. You don't need AWPs. These ones hit like cannons, and Cabal simply has no time.
Oh, baby bear. The Cubs bested by the scouts in this one, and Fur's there to close it. Bloody hell, have you ever seen anything like that? 2 scouts just firing up the line through smokes, no scope for Fallen. I was not prepared for that, and IHC were not either.
No. No one was prepared.
What? Like
double no-scope kills. Those early tags, those early nades, they are worth their weight in gold. Body shot boys come through for Imperial, and the script is already flipped. It's usually IHC winning the force buys. Now Imperial give them a taste of their own medicine. Flash peeks for mid. tries to take fights. IHC, not a lot to work with themselves on. Very passive. Double nades on ramp, don't even get them. They have barely left spawn.
Okay. Yeah, you know, it's not uncommon to see bolts try to get aggressive down banana. Something I will say, you know, that last round obviously comes down to just some wildness.
Yeah.
I think, you know, the fact that we end up on Inferno as the third is like super purposeful out of IHC. You know that Imperial would gladly leave this in
It was a handshake.
till the third map. I get that it's a handshake, but I know, I just think you can guarantee that this is 100% the third map. You know, you're gonna have put in the hours to try and figure out how to dismantle this Imperial CT side. This little 4-spy, a 4-on-4, and a rotate out of Vinny this time, peeled over towards B. But not all the way, still playing that CT area. Arch has been open all round, so he needs to be cognizant that someone could have slipped in through the back line. That is going to leave Fur kind of high and dry over here towards the B site, but usually he's a safe pair of hands. Oh, there's no safety there. He's gone. They might deal with Cabal late lurking A to give over the 3-on-3.
Don't do it.
And they got to win the round. Now they got to win the whole damn thing. Vinny looking for this one. That's a freebie. This is kind of a bit of an overextend out of IHC.
They've done a lot of that in this series. Oh, they're still fighting deep, man. They're just giving this round back into Imperial's palms. Blitz, we know his Deagle's good, but it's got to be great. It's got to be perfect, and it can't hit a single thing. Imperial steal that round back. I don't know how they take it. That's a sitter of a round to lose when you have the B site like that. But just hunting the kills. And even over on A, like Cabal comes out of apps way too early.
That was honestly, in my opinion, like maybe the biggest misstep of the round. Because on numbers alone, they don't know how many are in B. Like think of the info they got. Fur got smoke shot and Vinny was smoked from the get-go. They see 3-on-4. Okay. You might even be thinking about saving with 2 pit players still stuck over at the A bomb site, just on the back of numbers. But because Cabal swings immediately, before the bomb is even planted over at the B site, and then like you compound that with the aggression out of 9 into ruins, it just tipped the scales back the other way instantaneously, and it gave a reason for Imperial to retake that B site.
The value of being deep there on apps is you're gonna hear those rotates, right? No one's walking a rotate out of A if they're actually giving the round a go, and so Imperial would have run, he would have had the drop on them, and he would have surely had a kill at least. So he just kind of swings it too early, tries to duel them before they've even decided to retake the round. And suddenly they get a free kill. They go, well, let's give it a go. 9 walks through ruins without clearing his corners. Well, there's another. And at that point, the time is more than enough for Imperial to 3-on-1 blitz. Yeah, definitely. It's a shame, but you know, this is the first time in Europe for IHC. It's such a big tournament, and you know, it's a learning experience, certainly. And there are definitely things that they could learn. There are definitely things they could improve on. The fact that they're even here is impressive enough. They definitely have some good individuals. There's no one doubting that, but you get punished for those mistakes out here in Europe. And Imperial, I mean, you know, maybe the current form isn't what these players once were, plural.
Third time's the charm.
Exactly.
On that one.
But the mental power accumulative across this team, so much Counter-Strike experience at the highest level. You're not going to pull the wool over their eyes. You're not going to surprise them, especially on a map like Inferno.
A little bit of Counter-Strike lore for you. Those fish in the fountain at B, they die when the bomb goes off there. That's actually the whole objective. They're evil fish.
Evil fish? What do they do? What have they done, Harry?
Well, you know, they don't look like much when they're just swimming around in there, but...
Yeah?
Hang on, wait. Yeah, we'll say evil fish.
Is it like how, you know, Bond villains always have sharks like swimming behind them in aquariums? Like the sharks are pulling the strings?
These fish always have like humans around them.
Yeah.
Like with cats and such.
Or don't you think chickens?
Yeah, actually chickens.
Surely more appropriate. Many chickens have died on this map. Many fish have been blown up. Well, is it like, you know, a cockroach can survive a nuke? Can fish in water survive a bomb?
No. That's why we're blowing them up.
Oh.
It's like their one weakness. Well, one of a couple, actually.
Yeah.
Only thing you can't do to them is drown them.
I'm working on it. Actually, that's not true.
No, I know.
You can drag fish backwards and they drown.
Wow, very psychopathic of you.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good pastime there, Hugo.
I'd never do such a thing.
I'm worried about little Hugo. This is his 10th goldfish this month.
The bag's too small, man. You get it from the fairground.
Right. Look. For IHC, this hasn't gone the way they wanted it to early on, right? We can all kind of agree there.
Yeah.
Getting scout smoke shot and then having a B play in the palm of your hand only to have it all taken away. For Imperial, kind of par for the course right now. They've course corrected early, putting up some CT rounds on the board. Imperial only going to get scarier the longer this goes on. I just firmly believe that like Fur is incredible here, man. He really is just a sight to behold on Inferno. And so I think we still have even more to come out of him. Because thus far it's kind of been like Fallen stealing a bit of the show.
Yeah, for sure.
To open this one up. As has been the case really actually throughout the series. He's had a very, very good one as Fallen.
Yeah. Blowing our minds, Harry. One major at a time. No one wants to be stuck here in this pause. 3 maps deep, though. Especially after these stinkers of rounds that IHC have capitulated in. Both round 2 and 3, I don't know which one was worse. I mean, at least one of them wasn't their fault. That A-take was just a stroke of luck for Imperial. Some well-placed scout shots. Some scoped, some not. But you can only run Deagles in this one if you want to buy next. However, we've seen the flat Deag buy come through with rounds before. Thinking all the way back to Mirage.
Yeah, I can't wait till we get into the rifles, because, like, you know, if the pistol was anything to go by, it feels like IHC actually have a good protocol to try and get the job done over on this T side.
The chickens are so HD, man. It's crazy. Like, they're really detailed. The giblets. Giblets?
Well, it's not actually what they're called.
The goblets of fire.
Yeah, that's the one.
They're shaking. The eyes are HD.
I hope we get to see Valve. I'll tell them they did a good job on the chickens.
I think that was
They did a really good job on
It's been their best update yet, I think. Ever.
And in my opinion, it was worth the 200 less frames.
You get 200 frames?
No, man. It was... it is funny, though. Like... I know, just having like the chickens have little interactions, you know, like the times that they've influenced play, doorstep.
Yeah, it's kind of there's definitely, you know, the die-hard competitive people, and I'm usually one of them. There's definitely good reasons to remove chickens from comp play. At the same time, I'd never want that to happen. They're too classically ingrained.
See an AWPer holding an angle, flicks the chicken, and then gets swung.
I've seen people shoot chickens by accident so many times over the year. You mentioned the door stuck. That's classic. Rob's getting blocked as a chicken was in the way of the door, and he died. They love moonwalking. That's the only thing I'd do next if I was Valve. I would fix the bugs in chickens. No,
that's your big next to-do list.
They're running into walls too often. They get stuck.
No,
look at this guy.
So I've always wondered, because you know you can push E on them and they follow you. They make a lot of noise, especially if you get like a pack of like 10.
Yeah.
Right?
10 chickens. Well, unfortunately, it's Inferno. Nades kill them.
Imagine a world where like you can just be as loud as you want because all anyone can hear. Like, don't get me wrong, they still know you're coming, but the first time you hear that, you don't go, "Oh, that's Fur pushing me." Like, you know, you go, "Wow, there's a really loud chicken nearby." But in reality, it's a guy just like running at you with his little chicken army following behind.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they would die to nades before you can collect 10. I don't think I've seen pros try and collect them. You know, I feel like that's got to come through eventually. Just try to pick up a little pack. What's the plural of chicken? I don't say chickens. You know, it's a gaggle of geese. It's a murder of crows. A flock of chickens? No.
Maybe like a roost.
A roost. No, that's a roast.
Yeah,
Harry.
I'm just
It's
saying with a really cooked accent. I want a roost.
I want to roast a chicken, lad. Well, focus faces here. Big chillin' still. As we wait on tech issues right now, we've had a very smooth major. I'll say that much. We're 3 days in. This is the longest tech I've seen.
Everyone was going day one. They were saying like, "Oh my god, is it going to happen?"
Starting on day one,
like no problems at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's actually been very, very smooth. Very, very smooth. And a lot of the tech problems kind of just get brushed aside very, very quickly. I'm assuming this one's a little more complex because I think this is easily the longest tech pause we've had. I'm assuming it'll be the case of like swapping something out in this instance.
Yeah, headsets are off, so that's how you know it's a problem. First got the hand towel though. Xantara's patented.
Oh, I tell you what as well. Let's talk about this because we were talking about this matchup earlier.
Yeah.
Force versus Outside is going on the mainstream right now. Force currently 5-0 up on Dust 2 on Outsiders map pick.
Look,
now,
Outsiders down by rounds means nothing.
That's a very good point, right? No, they are a very weird team to talk about because whenever you try to give like live updates on an Outsiders game, it's like, yeah, right now the scoreline is 14-3, but what does that mean? You know, like it's never over till it's over.
Yeah. I saw headsets going back on for Imperial, so presuming that problems are getting fixed, problems are solved, perhaps. But if you're just joining us, we're 3 rounds into the third map. It's Inferno. Imperial leading 2-1, and both teams taking their own map pick in this series so far. Mirage was a banger game. Overpass was definitely frustrating in that second half. But Imperial, I'm just glad they've brought a good level to this tournament. I mean, all of Brazil has, really. Like, Fury are waiting in the next stage already. Vinny would love to meet them there. That would be a story. MIBR still in and on for the running, playing Eternal Fire later on in their 1-2 matchup, their elimination game. Also winnable.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty hype matchup as well, as far as I'm concerned. Like, MIBR have kind of impressed me throughout this entire thing, from, you know, the flawless 3-0 run throughout the RMRs, showing up here and looking convincing, always at like a bare minimum, like giving teams a run for their money, even if they aren't winning everything. And then on the other side, like, it's super interesting when you look at Eternal Fire. Now, we talked about this as like, mate, when you were watching Space Soldiers, you know, years ago, and it was, you know, and it was like this team with Zantares and Calix, so these very like promising players. You had guys like Major in there, Despe Paz, this entire little unit. But you were always wondering, like, mate, what if they bought, you know, Woxic over? What if they moved him into the mix back when he was on Dark Passage? It was this super cool idea of like putting this, you know, like big time Turkish super team together. It never came to fruition, but now we get it like years later as this 3 core of Calix, Woxic, Antares have evolved with like the young guns now around them. Yeah, like actually bringing up Turkish talent. No, dude, Eternal Fire has been super interesting. There's a lot of cool storylines there, not even just because of the, you know, the idea that this was like a roster you dreamed of years ago, but also because it's like a whole new challenge for guys like Woxic, you know?
And they're doing well. You know, obviously everyone's trying the, you know, top of their game at the major. Everyone's prepping so hard for these matches. And, you know, not just for the tournament as a whole, but for your opponents, for, you know, counter-stratting and getting your analysts and your coaches to try and read into how your opponents are playing. But Eternal Fire have actually come in and looked far better than I think many expected them to for competition of this level, right? Many thinking it's too late for this full Turkish team to, you know, be making a run. But, yeah, up against MIBR, that's a very 50-50 game, I'd say. I really don't know who's going to win that. I wouldn't want to place a prediction there. It's very up in the air.
Hang on, for your Complexity Liquid that's coming out the pipeline later on.
I don't even want to. You know, I don't even want to think about it.
For NA to live, NA must die. You know, it's a very weird
and even
spot.
then, NA only lives for one more BO3. There's no guarantee.
Yeah.
I would love Coal Liquid at a 2-2 because at least it means who is the best NA team? One goes through the Legends,
Yeah.
one goes home. There's no guarantee, even if whoever wins that game still has to play on. And now that we know that Astralis have been 2-0 by Spirit, what if Liquid beat Cole and then play Astralis at 2-2?
And that literally could happen.
That is cooked. That is cooked. That is a cool story, sure, but it's a very scary story for Liquid, I would say. Who I'm not.
But let's be real. Liquid beat Astralis.
They could. Yeah, sure. I'm not going to doubt the Liquid 0-2 recovery arc. Like, I actually had a lot of faith in Liquid in this tournament coming into it and was very disappointed in their opening BO1s. But Imperial were a big part of that, weren't they? Dominating them on this map of Inferno. And so, yeah, Liquid have to do the whole reverse sweep thing. Cloud9 did it. They won a major. Can you? It looks like we're maybe getting back in, but I said that before.
Yeah, see, I mean, I think it's just this state of, like, IHC always look ready to go.
Yeah.
You know, like, they're hands on keyboard the whole time.
Yeah, Imperial were plugging in. They were getting their headsets on. I'm positive. I'm optimistic, Harry. Maybe falsely. How cool is it to finally have that next Asian team, not just to make it to a major, because everyone always talks about spots and regions and having the lock-in of, you know, oh, there's at least 2 teams guaranteed from their region to make it through. And, oh, would those spots be more deserving by a European team that could be IHC? But, you know, obviously we love the idea that we get representation from all over the world with these major spots. But at the same time, it's always been Tyloo. It's always been Renegades. And while Renegades have made runs, Tyloo have always bombed out of majors. You know, they even, I think it was Berlin where Tyloo went 2-0 up and then got reverse swept back 2-3, right? IHC have come in, they've stolen a map, they've took Imperial the distance, and they have a chance to take this series and eliminate these legends from the entire competition. It's not going to be easy. They've forced ball back in off the back of the pause, trying to upset the pace.
Yeah, that's kind of insane, right? So we just had an extended little break there. But Imperial had won 2 in a row. They'd already beaten the Force by. So the fact that IHC come back in with another Force is ballsy, to say the least.
It's got to be off of the back of the pause, right? You just don't want to give them the first round and then just let them start rolling over you. Unfortunately, in buying this Force, if you lose it, Imperial are going to really start to storm up into first place at 4-1. I'm not against it. It's very Asian CS, but what's their plan?
Well, they lob all this util over towards A, but they are, they're mollied off over in middle, so it kind of sucks the speed out of this one. They were hoping to go quickly. Still, there's only 2 players actually in the site. Fallen is now arriving with his AWP, but a Moto Smoke is in. That's going to cut him off, so FNX needs to do the heavy lifting. Blind as a bat, but the echolocation is good. It's 3 out of FNX. A stray bullet even catching score in the back of the site. A huge hold for the man in the pit. And now 9 and Cabal left wondering how this went so wrong. A 5-on-4 that was turned against them in an instant. FNX has done his job. Now it's down to the rest of Imperial. Fallen gets that info up on the short side. 9 does make it down into the pit.
They're going to make the molly. All 3 of them grouped up, ready to trade these kills. Fallen trying to force a swing by taking pot shots through pit. He's running in with a pistol. 9 swung onto it's Cabal back at the site. They know he sprays, but Fallen jumps up to close the round out for Imperial. Nice regroup on short side there after getting spotted at long. Everyone gets set up, and even though Cabal has all the info from steps alone, it's Imperial trading their way to another round.
I hope we have that FNX clip on replay, man. So at first, I thought he kind of screwed the pooch. It looked like he was spraying too early. And then they go running into it. And on top of that, there is just this one stray bullet that, like, from the inaccuracy of just being blind, moving slightly, getting swung, rallies off into a man inside of the site. That is wild.
They bought again, Harry. This is bonkers. Now I no longer can justify it. It's crazy. 3 rifles, 2 MAC-10s. You got to play fast with these.
Bomb plant and 2 surviving, but like you can always make a justification like that. There's a time where
you can lose a game by doing this.
Yeah, there's that point in time where you go, guys, we haven't even had rifles and we're like 6 rounds in. So really, you know, we need to sort this out.
You know, I would talk smack on the Galil, but FNX has shown me I can't. Either way, this is crazy. Let's see if it works out. The B players that we've been hyping up all day, Bolts and Fur, we've been waiting for Inferno. We've been waiting for this duo. They could boost up CT. They're both bound. Up goes Fur. This is an unlikely clear in this B play for IHC. They're going to be focused on getting the site. Oh, Bolts is baiting them perfectly. He throws out the smoke from lower. He's going to shoot off. Now they're not ready, and Fur is poised perfectly for these kills. They don't check it. It's a half-assed check for Techno. Fur gets one and falls off. They can even reboost post-reload. That would be ballsy. But IHC with a plant is very uncomfortable, very constricted in the pool.
Okay, Nine's going to get one out through the smoke, making it a little more interesting. Imperial are grouping. They are amassing this retake force through Ruins and CT. No one at Banana. It's all coming from one direction. Up here, it's IHC with the first attempt at a hit, having a hop on down.
Surely not.
Nine holding the line with 4, and Blitz there to close it at the very end. IHC, the ridiculous, you know, back-to-back-to-back force buys, finally giving them a round, and with it, breaking the money of Imperial.
Hey, it was all worth it. I never said a word. I mean, that's a 3-on-5 in the post plant for IHC to convert. I don't know how they do it, Harry. Everyone grabs a rifle, upgrades those max, and put them to use with a beautiful crossfire. Imperial absolutely just blown out of the water by that B explosion, even though Fur and Bolts do all B players should ever do there. 2 kills, and they live for the retake. It wasn't even trades in the 3-on-5. It was just a mauling. IHC, now they're in control of this game. And we've seen many eco wins in this series from both teams, especially IHC. They are so confident with these low econ rounds. Nine's even now got a free AWP from Fallen. And nothing to play with here. Imperial don't want to bite the bullet and try and challenge these force buys. And so as a result, this one should and needs to be clean for IHC to actually build some money in the early game. Well, they'll be right back to Mach 10 B rushes without a moment's notice. Whew, just about. No ammo. Final bullet kill for Cabal. But they're grouped up B anyway. Doesn't really matter where you go. Kills keep coming to you.
Yeah, this was always meant to be a pretty clean one, and it is exactly that. Cabal soaking up all the kills over in the apartments. Now we've got the... I was going to say, like, you know, the reinvestment's kind of ugly. Kind of really ugly.
Yeah.
It's going to have a fair few limitations here. When I say a fair few, like, there's a lot, man. Okay, let's kind of break it down. So Fallen's got the AWP and a flash. There isn't a kit in play. There's only utility on the B players. There's one smoke for Vinny over at the A site. Yeah, you need to be fighting with this AWP if you're Fallen, and he knows that. He's going to try to take this little car peek down towards Banana early, just getting posted with that AWP. Might need to separate these B players, this hold of Bolts and Fur. You could just lob the nades onto Fallen. But no, it will be the latter, right? Fur falls out of there, goes and rejoins the A site. They're trying to spread this util back out, and Fallen's going to open with the AWP.
So quick.
Scored dead on the logs angle. And Fallen's still here.
He was so ready for that angle, man. You could see him pre-aiming up over it. Nice grenade, pushes him back, but he wants to go for more and even reads the boost up. Fallen's feeling it. This is not the guy I want to run into. They are still committing to try and kill this AWP, and this bomb could be lost as a result. They're going to take a peek with a flash. Doesn't work. Fallen's tight on the angle. And he's even re-peeking for more. He does not want to give up this round. They lost the 3-on-5 this way before. IHC entering B. Very bad smoke. Fallen blinded by a teammate, just sits in it right now, and they're trying to cross in. They don't even know there's this gap. Cabal's just walked in, back turn. Finally, they re-smoke. But at what cost? Bolts obliterates Blitz, and Nine trying to save, but just gets chased through the smoke. That is Imperial coming in with a flawless round off of the captain.
considering what they bought into it, like, it is unreal that they come out of that flawlessly, right? Like, they just didn't have the util to actually stop a B play. So much of it came down to two things. One, Fallen opening him up with the AWP and slowing down the progress of getting into B. And also, that missed smoke at CT, man, I think that really costs IHC, like, in such a huge way. If they get into the site, there isn't util to retake. You're just running in without a kit, with no way of getting anyone off angles, no way of breaking apart fights. That would have been an IHC round, and Imperial might have even elected to save, so they could have had a better buy in the round after.
They're really committed to Banana. Bolt is going to push in right now. I don't think he realizes there's two players there. IHC, if their game plan is taking Banana, I'm interested to see how this will pan out. As you know, with not only Fallen, who can certainly AWP down this position, but these two solid players who have been performing today as well. First ready to be flashed back in, he takes it, but IHC weren't caught just yet. Imperial in no hurry, but that's all their util got on the B bomb site. They might have to call for help. Fallen's not got any either on that rotate. At this point, Imperial are just dug in, heels in the sand, hoping that IHC come their way. This is a very scary setup. IHC in no hurry.
I like it though. This is similar to the pistol. They've taken Banana away, a very hard task up against this Imperial squad. They dedicate a lot of resources to it, and now they look further afield. And this does two things. It kind of lowers Fur's ability to roam around the map. He's got to defend B, and it puts a lot more pressure on like maintaining this 3-2 setup. Right. Now they've found the gap. Now they've found the room they've created by smoking off this long side, crossing into CT. They're trying a B split here. This is a nice call to have made. You hope they can deny Fallen's rotate. If he wins this fight, suddenly it's open season all over again. Bolt's cleared on the boost, but Fur's mollied out, and the plant comes in with seconds to spare for IHC. It's clear they've done their homework, right? They might fumble the execution the last few times they've attempted these B plays.
Yeah.
But in terms of knowing the protocols of Imperial, I actually think they have a very good read right now. And it wouldn't surprise me if this is one of the better T-side halves we see out of a squad versus this Imperial team, just on how they're poising themselves in these rifle rounds.
Far more experience, right? Most played map, you know, they've got a deeper playbook. They have to have, you know, got a deeper playbook. Also, it's a map where, you know, on overpass, it just seemed like they didn't know how to default. They were just going 5 towards sites every single time and committing or late rotating with 5 or 4. On this map, you have to default. You have to know how to take Banana on T sides. You have to be able to hold off on CT aggression down mid, take brackets with clean util, and that was clean util. Yeah, the B smoke failed the other round, but that's only because they threw it on the fly. That's the danger of going for like a contact B. If you don't throw lineup smokes, they can just bounce badly, and throwing them on the fly can leave massive gaps. So you've got to be very, very careful with that. But that's the risk-reward of contact if you execute. And IHC, a lovely little B-wrap there to get on the board. We have Fallen back on the B-bomb site with his AWP. Try and take a deep peek, but they're up close. 9, right round the corner. Fallen scoped up, though, and the smoke does him favors. Takes that opener, and even nades to follow. Score getting battered. Takes the AWP. It's fighting mid. Vinny's clean with it. Cabal's behind this double setup, though, and they are not considering. With Vinny dead, maybe they just burst now. Do they check balcony? Someone has to. Cabal, he's calling that he's got the whole map under his control. It's completely clear. He'll have to make noise. Fallen hits a flick, and it doesn't matter. They never knew where FNX was.
Oh, they still jiggle it. They still check for him. Swinging it together, but a missed shot at a score. Oh, now dropping off. He heard the noise, but he's getting pushed down Banana. They're up the short side. They're all around him. That's a done deal. Imperial in with a response. A 5-4 scoreline. They don't want to give up the lead yet. They got no intent to do so. IHC still going to be able to pull out an investment here. Still going to do something about this. Yeah, you know, I like this because I haven't really seen Imperial's kind of nature tested on this CT side. I feel like I've always seen Imperial look pretty similar because it just works. It doesn't really feel like anyone's pushed them to their limits in terms of how they feel comfortable playing. But it feels like their solution to this is to get Fallen more involved at B in a lot of these rounds. It's clear to them that IHC want to take Banana as a staging platform for this T side. And so with Fallen here to reinforce it every single time, he's been denying that control.
Oh, it's so close. couple more shots, but not connecting to score to finish the kill. A 4-on-3 will certainly do, though, with a 2-2 setup. Imperial even re-aggress. They just can't quit. They won't quit, but maybe they should have. Are they ready for Fallen? He threw flashes earlier in the kill feed, taking a shot, but they're up wide, and he hits a quick one on to score. Again, this smoke on the fly keeps letting them down, and Fallen picks it up and puts the round in the palm of Imperial. Fake out on the boost. They know now. Cabal just shooting through, though. And all the meantime, he wants to go back. Vinny hasn't aggressed middle. He's still got brackets on lock. Cabal running back to this A site. Vinny's now getting situated in the pit, making sure this plant is not allowed.
Yeah, Vinny's got it. There you go. Cabal running in, was hoping. Dude, it's another missed smoke over on Moto. Like, it didn't actually matter there, but it is certainly a little worrying. And I mean, this could be the pressure getting to IHC. You've got to give credit to Imperial, though. Like, you know, the other game that we have to go off of here at the Major itself was obviously that Liquid game that we saw. Something that Liquid never really did was actually manage to battle for this banana control over and over again. It was Bolts and Fur getting away with the aggression, being respected on their deep smokes and their deep util.
They didn't even need to put Fallen there.
Exactly. No, that never happened. And so Fur was just left roaming the map, free to do whatever he wanted, and it really helped this CT side. But finally, that's been pressured. That's actually been challenged. It's clear that IHC, their game plan was to try and stop that. But this is where Fallen's come up with this solution on the fly of, well, if they start to challenge this B play, if they start to deny what is our usual recipe, that's when I'll play into it. I'll lean over towards B. I said he ends up being that, like, rotator in Fur's place if he gets locked down in the B site. And so I am impressed that they've been able so quickly to put a stop to what IHC thought would lead them to victory.
Oh my god, through the molly, but yeah, Bolt saves further. Up close, IHC tried to get Banana once more, but Techno's been spotted, and that nade should be the end of him. He dives out in time. It's only Glocks and Deegs running up B. So it should be open season for Bolts. Smoke will do nothing, but bullets certainly help. She lands tight enough that no one can duel but Cabal with that Deagle. Techno walks through, but I mean, winning anything here is... Oh my god, these jump bursts are doing it, man. Nice shots from Imperial to keep this round fairly clean. And Bolts needs to get this shot off with the pistol. Needs to land ahead. 9, spamming but out of ammo. And Imperial finds 7. Nice jump burst for Techno. That was funny. He's almost out-fragged himself from last map. And we're only a few rounds in, which is a better sign. But yeah, these T-side rounds aren't exactly coming together in the B site. They got that 1 3-on-5 that was lovely, but for the most part, Imperial have had the solutions. Fallen's been popping off like it's the start of Mirage all over again. Very good signs for Imperial right now.
Yeah, now Imperial feel like they can go back to what they usually do, right? They've won this banana fight enough to know that IHC don't want to attempt it again. IHC is scared and scarred from their last experiences on this side of the map. So this is where Fallen, you know, falls back into this more standard 2-3 setup, letting these guys at B work the control. Very good read on the ebbs and flows of this game right now. IHC walking through the apartments. FNX is here. It was his whiff in the pistol that opened a route for IHC. Wow. And this time, he's dead right away. Techno, full W health. Fallen with a missed shot. And a follow-up for Techno 4K. Vinny dead out in middle. And the A play. It gives IHC a 5th. Every kill found on the entry. Barely damage done. And a 5th will now be fielded by this IHC squad.
Yeah, last round, the DJ saved their life for IHC, flying through the air and one-bulleting that about player. Certainly one way to get in. That's lovely for Techno. He looks a lot more comfortable right now. Brushed off the nerves. Definitely has been experiencing them in this series as the youngest player at this major. Even more so than Monacy. And no better time to step up than this third map. Imperial do get away with their 2 guns. Life of a B player here, they can still keep buying. They're keep fielding AWPs on Fallen. We're not going to have any of them on the T side just yet, but it's not much of a handicap. they'll grab it when they can. Nine's got his back though. Yoink. Fallen 12-4. This is very similar to the start of Mirage. He's going to go back to that short side, take his more standard peeks towards bench.
He attempts this late. Nine's holding for it. Very good knowledge of what Fallen likes to do here.
Yeah, he's not going any further. Oh, oh, Techno's on one. One. A nade will do it. A smoke, a flash, a stray bullet. But they're walking right by him.
Oh, Fallen's going to open. Techno cleared out for getting the better of the 1 HP player stuck at logs. Starts to get a bit dire now. IHC, they cast their lines out on both sides of the map and didn't even get a nibble. They've been swallowed up by this one, and a 3-on-5 right out of the gate. Cabal might have got room out in middle, but it doesn't matter with the rest of his team falling like flies.
There's always a bigger fish, Harry. Go deep enough. And I mean, many teams would save here. 2-on-5, cooked, don't even have banana. Imperial have given it away. They're happy to play their bomb site. Why wouldn't you in this position? Why offer up a way in with no utility to fight? And good off angles, you know, all you need is one apiece for full baiting and bolts wide. Now, let's rate this CT smoke, shall we? Have they got a lineup? Even just throwing it on the fly with a lineup, you can guarantee there are no gaps, but if you're just running and lobbing, no chance. 15 seconds. It looks like a save to Imperial. They've got to keep their focus faces on. There's a smoke. It's good. Cabal does get cleaned up, though. Bolts will not fall. And with that kill coming in for Imperial, 9 has to save. They'll respect that at least. Nice, had to hit that, but he's fine otherwise. 8 rounds for Imperial. Fantastic CT side so far, and there may be more to come.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them go back to one of these apps plays, really. But, you know, that's where having the AWP can sometimes feel like a bit of a curse, right? You don't really want to commit to that right away. You're trying to have that AWP work a pick, but nothing's really getting given to 9.
All right, yeah, this is more like just go full aggro AWP. Molly and the flash combo blinds him so bad he can't do a thing. He wanted to run up mid there and duel, but they've already smoked him off. That would have been really, really nice to see him set them up. Also, if you want to do this apps play, put your AWP in middle. He's the one who can throw motor smoke, set your flashes up, and then either fight long or try and kill banana pushes. We haven't had any of them from Imperial. They've taken banana, but they've never gone any further. We haven't had IHC run standard A rounds in a while.
Yeah, this is finally looking like that, right? They're poising themselves over in mid. They've gone completely quiet at banana. They've completely given that up. That does put you on a bit of a timer because Imperial, even though they haven't been super aggressive with it this game, they do have a tendency to do that. So in the back of your mind, you want to be quite up-tempo here. You want to be quite quick in this A exec. Util now going over. 3 players set up in the apartments. It is going to be another one of these apps plays this time. FNX not in a position to die right away. He's out on the short side, taking a swing. No. Good for 1. Now Vinny down in the pit wins his fight. This time around, there's no openers for IHC. They do manage 1. Cabal with a double. Fallen sat in this smoke over at the long side, but a re-smoke at Moto leaves him high and dry.
Yeah, terrified that someone's somehow crept inside of this long smoke, but they're going to have to come through. Boost up could be nice as these Ts try and find their post plants, just getting in the pit in time. The barrel's been spotted. Are they going to try and face this? Very dangerous as Fallen had the over-the-top angle. It's given them a way in. 2v3 now. They'd start to fly through. Pit Molotov could land, could cause problems for Cabal. He can back up into the corner. They're just trying to buy time. A few more seconds will do it. Bolt, giving a fight. Techno spraying, but he can't convert it, and no one wins a battle. I don't know. It's going to be awfully close. I think Imperial have just snuck it under the rug. 9 rounds now, and that is a real sitter to lose. Honestly, just tuck in and face nothing. You probably win that. But also, missed shots, if they land, There's just no one to even get that defuse off. That's very, very sad to lose for IHC. Considering the work that Cabal put in, they face far too much in this post plant. They even knew that boost was there. That's the worst part. The pit player spotted it, called it, and 9 faced it.
Mate, and you know, like this is kind of, you know, this comes with the territory. This is like the biggest event of these IHC guys' lives. So in a way, you know, like this is where all that adrenaline's coursing through you. You're getting a bit shaky. Shots that are normally hitting aren't hitting anymore. You can't like rely on your aimers as much as you were able to.
And this is how you learn, because when you play back in your own region, you're one of the best teams in the region, and you take those fights in post-pons, you win them out all the time. It's like a false prophecy. It convinces you to make what is technically the wrong play, and you have to come to Europe and you have to play some of the best teams in the world to realize that, okay, if we actually want to be a contender, we have to, you know, fix these post plants, we have to brush up, and we have to, you know, avoid overfacing in these positions. Fallen lost his spawn there. That's awkward. He forgot the orb. He had an M4 instead. Someone dropped, but it's last round of the half, money no problem, and IHC just storming top B.
Yeah, the util out of Imperial comes pretty late, even though Techno 4K bears a full brunt of it. Still not done a sweeping barrage of damage to everyone that tried to take Banana. They don't actually follow through with what looked like a rush. And instead elect to concede. And that's the thing, man. If you give an inch to Imperial, they'll take a mile. Fallen's already here, right? On the back of that early util, he's had the fear put in him that this was going to be a B play. Now, I almost wonder if this is IHC trying to manipulate that tendency of Fallen rotating if it looks like it's going to be B.
Oops.
Because right now, only 2 players over in A, but it looks like they might just recommit. There was a world where this could have been like really big-brained, but instead, they might just go back to where it all began, over at this B site, over at Banana.
Oh, it's not on the corner, it's on the sandbags. Fallen's got a free kill, and he's going to take it. Flash does nothing. He's been really good at... Oh my God!
That's the bomb. Techno at the bomb.
Over the top. Why would he jump it for the info? You think Fallen's not going to flick you? Do you not know who you're up against? Cabal, it's a nice kill, but they're smoked out at B. They go back for the bomb. IHC only had no players there. If Imperial knew that, they would have fought it. Now it's just Vinny. Oh.
Yeah, great flash peek. You know, no room for 9. And here's Score moving up the short side.
Nope.
Vinny Pitt indeed as he puts up 3 and takes Imperial onto a 10th. Yeah, mate, I do really think the pressure started to get to IHC. It feels like they're kind of crumbling, like Techno with that jump peek. It's just a bit of a weird note. You know, it's one of these moments where you're in a kind of swing moment in the round where things could be going your way. He's solo B with the bomb. And when you look at the info he actually gets, like, what does he provide? Yeah, the AWP's still where it was.
Yeah,
like, I don't know, you know?
Yeah. I don't know if it was a miss-scroll because he jumped up on the logs and they jumped again. Like, did he not mean to double jump? I don't know, but it's whether it's an overface or whether it's a mistake, all of them are getting punished. Imperial have been so good at not letting IHC get away with the things that make them so ferocious, that gives them all this flair. And, you know, we can talk Techno, we can talk how he's been very quiet in this series, and he has had his rounds here. The guy who has been consistent, who has been performing across both maps so far, 5 and 11 in Blitz. He's not really been able to get those entries on that T side. Now they swap over. Imperial, they're here to play, they're here to stay, and a pistol round would shoot them likely into that next matchup at 2-2. Fur and Apps, Blitz is here. No better time to turn it around, but everyone's dueling middle, and Imperial are more than fine to take fights. Eyes right on that choke point. Techno dead first, and no one able to trade.
Oh, and Imperial, man, I love that they just slow down after getting that kill. It's not like an immediate reaction, you know? They still wait, they get all their pieces in order, they lob this util over. This is a nice util set to go mid to B. Oh, I like this.
Pistol.
Smokes off the short side and the long side, so your vision is nullified. You're really locked out of this one, and it's a lovely corridor to mid to B. Vinny has to get the reload off, and the B fight's going down in the meantime with Cabal dead. That bomb is still getting planted. Vinny's somehow in the back line. They've gone by him. They thought they could leave him, but they can't. You forget about this guy. And you'll find out why that was the wrong choice. It's a little ugly.
They
but
won
that's
the
fine.
round.
Yeah.
They won the round. He kept him there. It's fine. Good shots anyway. And yeah, Imperial, they just run over. Great strat to pull in early. We saw that from IHC in one of their first gun rounds, and it actually worked really well. They never went back to it, even though Fallen was not AWPing long at all in this game. He was AWPing short or he was fighting Banana. He's 17-4. And that feels like it may be a bit of an oversight in that T side, but their game plan was very much B-centric for IHC, and that got punished quite a lot. Now we have a force by Mag 7 Deagles. This is the last chance for IHC, these final few rounds to keep the game going. Back turn, spotted Cabal, jumping and shooting, does hit one. Vinny, nail-biting shot on the score, and Cabal blinded and mollied, has to give it up. It's worth using a lot of util here just to get rid of the shotgun up close, making sure that that can't abuse you if you're Imperial. FNX is still lurking middle, but he's trying to peel back to go for this execute, and suddenly the shotgun loses a lot of value. Maybe it can come through the smoke and surprise, but even then... hey, at least Imperial also missed the smoke. Oh, that's ballsy.
All right, Mag 7 time. Re-smoke in. That's a really nice re-smoke, mate. They're going to have to go through it. That kill might spur them on, might make them commit, but it isn't to the arms of this Mag 7.
They have one more smoke. They can just go with a CT smoke on its own, and they have time for it as well. It's not like the CTs can do much. Oh, re-smoke, 20 seconds.
Oh,
now
you've got to go through.
They've called the bluff. They've got to go. What a shot for Techno. Can he get any more? Low in the mag. It's down to the mag. Hidden in the sight. Good shot for Cabal. He's trying to follow up. Bolt overwhelms him, and that bomb's dropped down in spawn. He can win it, but he's got to be damn quick.
Yeah, it needs to plant, mate, and they can't just peek him on the back of it. He hears the footsteps, takes the fight, but no time to plant that bomb. 9 wins it by running away. Woo. And the constant cycling of smokes into the B choke point takes that one over the line for IHC. It's helped out by Techno's Deagle. 2 phenomenal kills, the Mag 7 getting 1. And IHC respond with a force buy.
Yeah, you know, they didn't want to go through those smokes even when they got to pick through it onto Blitz because, you know, exactly as said, like, oh, it's 30 more seconds. We have 1 more smoke. We can still recommit. But that final one, they were not expecting a 4th top B smoke. No map control, forced to commit, and IHC punish them for it. That's a great force buy win. Imperial now know what they're up against. An attempted CT side comeback. Might be their most played map, but it's also IHC's, so can't discount that. Blitz up close, looking for a recovery arc. This could be his way in. Just farming some ecos, getting his head back in the game. Vinny fakes him out with that smoke on long side, but no one takes it. They want Banana. Luckily, only Tech9 spotting. The AK is moving in now. Score. He has smokes dropped in spawn as well if he wants to refresh them. So he can buy a bit of time. He's already calling for 9. But Imperial have contacted the entire way. Ooh, big nade. Ooh, small nade. They move out. And IHC move up.
Yeah, they're triple set here. Now, the bomb is still floating around on Fur.
Another mid to B?
Could be, right? They've got the util to do that. They're going to lob over the long smoke, but this time they don't elect to put that short one in. They will just run it dry. Now, there's a man waiting in CT. Score's going to hear this. He's in a really good spot to disrupt this entire game plan. The 3rd man will be discounted for now. Might be able to get this, but no, Score holds on. The CT component is wasted.
Wow.
And IHC, a very good read on what was happening there. They see that long smoke go in, and the reaction's pretty immediate from Score to take up position CT side and lock out the attempt at a repeat of the pistol from Imperial.
Yeah, she didn't fall for that one, right? You can see the experience on this map. Like, they're very comfortable. They know what they're doing. They just couldn't get Banana, man. They couldn't get a BXX off in their first half, which gave them a really bad T side. But already seeing some of the standard calls, some of the rotates look really clean. And Imperial, I like that they found the gap there. They knew that IHC would be back in double pit at 20 seconds, but it's a shutdown for score and spawn. Now it's just pistols. Nice. She go back to take Banana. Oh, nice flick back for Cabal. Blitz and 9 in middle. A lot of pistols to deal with. Another Glock gets a frag, but Blitz can trade an upgrade to close the round. It's 8-11 now. This gap can close very quickly as the CT money bulges out of control. 9's even given an AWP. Sooner the better on the CT side of this map. Now Imperial have another buy, but it doesn't have the depth of being able to, run these multiple XX on B while they get re-smoked. They don't have the flashes. They don't have more than 2 mollies. Run boost. Nine's got an app spawn. He's going all the way through. Very ballsy. But unfortunately for him, no one here. They're in alt mid, and they're silent boosting apps. He's not going to hear this. Oh, great nade timing, but is he considering it? Oh, what?
Fallen slipped in there. He was hidden in that top Banana smoke. The nades will get their revenge and have their way with Fallen.
9 got out as well.
Flash in. Vinny dead. The turnaround is clean. Bolts is now trying to step up to the plate to trade this. It's getting worse by the second.
He just wall-banged him out of bedroom, I think.
Rough way to go for Fur over in the apartments. FNX is going to try and get some revenge of his own on this walk out to the balcony right now. No one looking at it.
Nice catch.
FNX knows he's found a bit of a diamond in the rough moment potentially, but he's still got to make noise dropping. He can wait, but he can't wait forever. And there's the long peek at a Techno 4K. The bomb on the back of Bolts was coming in to try and help out at this A bomb site, but now in a 1v4. With 30 seconds left on the clock, as he starts to walk the apartments, this is quite the duo to get past inside of this A site. The molly should have just sealed his fate. It should be a save now.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, right? We've still got plenty of rounds to play, but what a story this would be if IHC, with their backs up against the wall, 10-5 down, losing the pistol, managed to go and show their true grit to pull this game back and eliminate Imperial. That would be just so unexpected.
Well, dude, I almost wonder if some of the nerves from that first half, because I was saying, it felt like with how they were trying to play, it felt like they knew the recipe to success. And I think a reason why they looked so frustrated was it's like, you've done all the homework, you know what you need to do, you just kind of fumble in the actual, in the actual execution of it. But as we've gotten into the CT side, I think that kind of work that they've put in is really showing its hand. It feels like they're ready for whatever Imperial are trying to throw at them. And they have a lot more kind of room to maneuver in this CT half. The rotates are clean. Anything in the fundamentals they've got nailed down. And then they've done the research into the tendencies that Imperial like to employ. For example, second time that attempt of long wrapping B was employed, it got annihilated. They were fully ready for that.
Yeah, we've also seen a bit of a recovery from some quiet players. Blitz was very, very poor in that first half. He's been solid in the CT side, quite an A1S player. Score had that 3K on the arch trap you're talking about, even though he's only at 7 kills. Techno, he's looked great as well in the CT side. Apps is his position. He was entering out of it in the first half. He's got to defend it now. Imperial, it's Tech9 by. These could definitely get steamrolled out of control. Momentum is everything on a map like Inferno. Blitz saw that player get out behind him, but the turn isn't there. He couldn't pick a target. Techno gets one from the apps, but Deagle out for 9. Forget the primary. Back in the pit for Bolt, and he can get weird with it.
He smokes her on a timer, though, and it doesn't matter. Spam through it, score, seals the deal. IHC chaining rounds together, doing everything they can to tie this up in the third and final map of this elimination series.
11-5 to 11-10. This is close. This is terrifying now. We haven't even really seen much go towards that B-bomb site either. Imperial got to be sweating a little bit, all off the back of the mag 7, and that smoke delay at B in the force buy. I thought it'd be a flash in the pan. Turns out we're cooking now. Nades in B, Cabal sending, and Vinny traded after one. That gives Banana to IHC. They probably won't go back. Okay, Blitz goes back through the smoke. Some things never change. Homage to Tai Lu as they push through the util to take back Banana. It was worthwhile, although very risky. You know,
dude, there are parallels to be drawn with how IHC approach this Banana area compared to Imperial. Like, it's very, very similar. It's all about taking this control away. And they've done it in this round. Now, they are very, very deep. And they've spotted one of these players. Now, that's less than ideal. Look at all these Molotovs that are starting to be siphoned over.
Bait.
He's tried to get out of there, tried to reposition. Blitz is now gone. And so when they molly this corner, which I'm assuming they're going to do.
They should have heard him run away. That's the whole trick. They should still check score, but just off the back of hearing Blitz escape and seeing him jump spot will sell this so hard. I don't know what Imperial want to do here. They're flashing a Banana peak. Blitz hasn't been seen, so they might just check score out of tendency, but oh, he can't take one with him. It's why you don't see players do that anymore. It's so hard to get away with that kill. Almost a double up for Blitz. That could have saved the round. Instead, it's the R-trap, and they've got both sides of the pie, long and B. Bolt is so confident. He sticks it solo. He doesn't even clear the bomb site, and cut down on the rotation by FNX was 9. That's Imperial getting it back under wraps. And yeah, the deep Banana commit, more often than not, when you see a player get down to logs, they won't remain there the whole round, because actually going 1-for-1 is even very difficult there. They love an art trap to Imperial. But luckily enough, because of this streak of 5 for IHC, they've still got a rebuy for now. Wants to send it. Every round he's trying to send it, and he will again send it.
It's just nice security to have, like knowing they're not up past that smoke, knowing you've got a degree of freedom over here towards B. Now there is an early rotate out of score who's already leaning back towards that A bomb site. They've left a smoke here for Cabal. He's able to slow down the Banana take. But even if you look at where the smokes are falling, slowly but surely, meters are being given to Imperial. Bits more room taken. That's going to trigger a rotation back. Score's time at the A bomb site was short-lived. And Imperial takes them a while, but they do get Banana under their belt.
They could exec in a round like this, nothing wrong with that, but they're going to go back to A, where IHC are not perturbed by this Banana take by giving it up fully. They've got this bait and switch at long. Techno, if he gets a molly on a good timing here, he can shut down this entire round. Is it early enough? Yes. One of them runs through, but no one else is bought into the pack. Fur hits a headshot while running. Techno gives it up. This is getting problematic now. 20 seconds, Imperial gotta go.
Yeah, 9 in the sight with this orb. First shot will connect. Second, just off the mark. Techno 4K. No. Wait, Fur just burned in the molly. Oh God, it's given over a 2-on-2. The plant's gonna come in with just enough time left to spare. Cabal might be here early, but he needs to wait for score. He needs to wait for his teammate who's very far removed from this one. Fur might be low, but that's not stopping him from fighting this long player. Meanwhile, up the short side, score comes silently.
Vinny's so open.
Yeah. On the other side of this box, it's Cabal who's going to have to deal with it. Fur, clean as ever, down in the pit with 4. He was the madman that rushed the mid-molly to open up this A play. Takes so much damage in that fight, but it doesn't stop him.
Yeah, FNX as well, 1G'd. He bounced a really cool Molotov from apps into mini pit, and then he drops into it. Now he missed his shot, right? And FNX just gets spreaded on by his own Molotov. You don't see it every day. It doesn't matter, Harry. Fur just goes nuclear, kills 4 players, just taking constant fights from pit on that headshot angle. And it was so obvious that the score was coming up short. Vinny had that wide angle at long, and he took so long to run back for B. Beautiful work for check these shots. Couldn't have been cleaner. And that's one hell of a round to win.
Dude, you could see the look on like FNX's face as well. Like whenever we cut to the player cams after that death, ooh, he was thinking like,
you're thinking, I just lost this round.
He sat there going, like, oh God, if we do lose this, it was me.
We had this second win for IHC, but now their money's out, Harry. And if they're buying up a 13-10, they have to win it. It's just all in at this point. Or that looked dead on. Nutmeg between the legs for, again, back for revenge. Walks up top middle. We have never seen this pace out of Imperial. 135, they're at top mid, and there's no one even bracket to smoke them. They've been cut off by util. Blitz is going to drop his nades, but as we've seen, Fur doesn't respect your utility. He can take so much room right now with his double app setup.
Yeah, and it feels like he's really starting to get activated over on this T side, right? For his standards, that first half was reasonably quiet, and even then, it was still one-sided. With him now switching on, joining the ranks, this could cause problems for IHC. Vinny over at long, will he be ready for Blitz, who's pushed ahead of this smoke, has a little bait and switch set up now, he knows about it, doesn't make it any easier to deal with. Fallen doesn't want to get caught overextending with the bomb, especially not as the numbers are starting to get stripped out the ranks of Imperial. Oh my God, I said he didn't want to get caught, but they've seen him, and that's the bomb now dropped arch side.
That was the only way in. He had to hit the timing in CT. He almost got it. FNX, ooh, looked tempted by that smoke walk. 30 seconds. He can't wait forever. His teammates trying to walk into B, but those B players are sitting on the bomb. This is a lovely rotate from IHC that could have been exploited, but Bolts has no idea about these rotates. They walked it, and so they've already won the round. Imperial don't know yet, but this is done. They're now finally falling back to save. That was a sneaky round, stolen by IHC, all off of Fallen trying to hit the timing. If he is 1 second faster, he is walking behind both Arch players into that B site.
And being real, like, this round, if IHC has lost this, they would probably go on to lose the series and be eliminated. Like, they all in invested. They had an AWP, they had a collection of, like, SMGs and FAMASes, and so they had to win that round.
And they would probably double force, because they always do. They're so stubborn when they're up. They don't want to play for overtime. They always buy up against 14. They did it on overpass as well, and we saw how that went for them there as well. So it's a very, very important round for IHC to keep this game going. What a series this has been, and we are finally reaching the culmination, and it's so unclear who's going to take it and who's going home. Tooth and nail for every single round. Nice nades, but dodged by Cabal.
Yeah, this is two teams that have played a very long series, still giving it their all at 110%. Imperial do not want it to end like this. For IHC, it could be a whole set of new beginnings. Banana control taken, Imperial able to get IHC off of this, and this time pretty much unscathed, right? Like, they've just been exchanging some util, both sides being kind of respectful of Banana in this round. And now that Imperial know they've forced a more passive B hold, they might look to launch an A offensive, right? Oftentimes, they don't want to go A because IHC have owned Banana. And if that's ever been the case, you're worried about a fourth player being there. I mean, hell, that's literally what Imperial do on their CT side. However, IHC haven't pulled that third player over. They've kept a very standard, very safe two-man hold over towards B.
Ooh, I'm getting paranoid now. That AWP's even gone back. this is just down to an apps pit setup. That's all it is on the A side. And we know what retaking is like. They might be left to save if IHC don't go absolutely crazy here on the defense. It's Techno, it's Blitz. These are usually two of the top performers. They've had great recovery arcs in this map. Flashes are better though. Bolt gets that entry. They've seen the barrel. They know. And they might have just shut down this series with that double kill. Bomb is planted with 5 seconds remaining. And IHC can do nothing but save.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of heartbreaking. They kept everyone in the right place all the way up until the site hit was actually happening.
Yeah, it's paranoia or it's a read. Because Imperial haven't run BXX. That's the crazy thing. They, ever since round 2 of this half, where they got scarred by that smoke delay, they have not done proper BXX.
That's actually what I was about to say, was one of the big reasons they start to send 9 over. If you look at his little utility belt, he's like the one guy with anything that can slow down a B play. He had that Molotov. The guys in B had already used both their smokes out of paranoia, so they were feeling like way too vulnerable on B, and they try to supplement that by moving 9 in, and of course that's when Imperial strike. They find that golden moment to move into the A bomb site, and it looks so easy. Now you might be saying for Blitz, like, oh, why wasn't he peeking? Why wasn't he trying to trade? But with so little time left, he was playing to kill the one guy with the bomb that could have won the round. Unfortunately, his barrel is spotted. He's flashed off the angle. He dies. His teammate down in the pit accomplishes nothing. And so IHC, they might have won that last low economy round, but was it just delaying the inevitable? Was this always destined to be Imperial's map?
After that first half, you definitely say yes, but you know, it's been some great determination from IHC to still long this game out, to keep it going. But this is it. This is the last chance saloon. That one round or a couple of rounds picked up in the middle have given them the money to buy up around this save. It's decent. It will do. It's the bare minimum, but Imperial have dug deep in this T half. Triple B to begin. They want to take Banana with 9 spawn. He's going to go for a deep peek. Fallen was getting away with murder here in the first half, but with that AWP firing off to no avail, he's going to have to rotate out, show this AWP, and immediately vacate, so Imperial don't explode A. Oh, but they will.
It can't be too much of an explosion, though, right? Because bomb is still all the way back at T-ramp. So it's probably going to taper off once they've made a bit of noise in top mid, and you're already seeing that now, right? They start to fade away. They've got a lot of util out of these A players in a round where, you know, util was pretty scarce for IHC. That molly smoke combo, extinguishing one another, things like that matter a lot when you're working with so little on the IHC side. Imagine if you had that Molotov in about 10 seconds time as the execute's about to come in.
They're so scared of Arch. Some timing must have been called. They're looking CT. They have no need to be already. Imperial are in the bomb site.
Cabal's got to do it, man. Flashing himself in, out with the swing. It's a lot of damage. Cabal trying to wrestle with the AK, trying to make this happen. Only good for the double. Fur and Vinny will trade, but he's opened up a world. He's opened up a chance for IHC. A 3v3. They've got to finish what Cabal started.
Last util burning and backed up into the corner, showing nothing, giving no angle away. IHC have to. Oh my god, warbang through new box. It's double dark. Vinny's low. He has to die for FNX to win this round, but we've seen clutches come through from Imperial before. No kit right now. Time is ticking. They got to go right here, right now. Vinny dead. Does that leave FNX discounted? They line up. Headshot comes in, but there's the trade. However, time could be the bane of IHC's existence. I think they've just got enough. It's stuck. It's won. This game goes on.
My, oh my, man. Cabal makes the big round-winning play with that double. If he doesn't get that, the wallbangs never come in from the AWP. The nice little double kill out of 9 never happens because the round is never even attempted. His double kill, putting it into a 3-on-3, spurs on the rest of IHC to make that retake happen. And with some brilliant shots out of 9's AWP, they're still in this one. They're still in with a chance. And now it's Imperial with their money approaching breaking point here. This could be the route back in for IHC.
What a roller coaster.
They've got to deliver on it. Both teams with money about to get broken, right? Both teams lose everything on the back of losing this round. For Imperial, they lose it. That's IHC's route to equalize. That's their chance to go 14-14. If IHC lose this, it's very, very likely that Imperial just run away with Inferno. So much, all of this, your status, your chance to continue through at the major, is all weighted on the back of this round right here.
There were so many mistakes from IHC in those first couple of maps. Win or loss, they were dropping balls, but right now they've stepped up in a big way. It might not matter. Cabal's running it, and Vinny's heard every single step. It's one man in the bomb site right now. Techno up in apps, youngest guy, got to do it all, and they hard clear him through the smoke. Bye-bye as FNX doubles up, and this might be it. 15 rounds for Imperial, an inevitability score through the smoke, and even though he gets that kill, he should be looking to save. They're everywhere. They're in front. They're behind. They were even about to go B, but Vinny wants to make sure that Score doesn't get cheeky and retake. He won't. This is it, folks. 15 rounds for Imperial. Elimination point for IHC. And this has been, you know, not the best game of 3. Obviously, Mirage was that, but they've really tightened up. And this CT side has been incredible for IHC. Not rife with mistakes like previous maps. But none of that matters when Imperial are pulling up like this. FNX even wants to close.
Oh, dude, if he finds this, that's so sad. Score, that would have been the one chance to have something here, right? He could have dropped another M4 over. You could have had a couple of rifles, a chance to do something. But it's all stripped away. And while IHC look to try and make history, Imperial are trying to relive their past, and they might be about to do it. 15-12, a broken bye. Nothing in this one for IHC to fight up against it.
Yeah, they don't even have the util. That's been some of the best parts for IHC, just being able to smoke out Banana and take this control. It's the classic. It's what started the comeback. The Mag 7 and obliterated over the top. The nades do good on trading onto Vinny, but with these for Techno, and you can't afford that right now. Pressure indeed, and they are being crushed underneath it. 9 needs this backstab. He gets it, but there's more where that came from. Back's turn. 9 can't get away. They're going to run at him. Fallen will not let that CZ escape, and they can even go back to B.
Yeah, Bolts has been holding it, man. He just hasn't moved. He hasn't moved a muscle. There's no panic on Imperial. Everything for IHC looks scrambled, looks a little messy, because they know that this means everything. This is it. There's no second chances. And for Imperial, they're in their element. They've remained calm. They've cleared out B. They've paved a path to the finish line to stay in this. And IHC are on for a retake in a site that's lost, in a site that's gone, a man down. They don't have anything to go off. They've scavenged this AK for Blitz. Burr is holding, will get bested. 2v2. And they're both coming in from the Banana side. It's Fallen and Bolts. Back at it again, back at the B site. Smoke over for Coppins. It's not going to do a thing. It does nullify the angles. These guys have got to check. But with the crossfire set up here, it feels destined for Imperial. Flash goes out. They're not giving peeks. This is a polar opposite to IHC's rounds when they were in the post plants. And Fallen is the man to close it. 16-12. Imperial fight on. IHC reached the end of the line. It was meant to be curtain call, but the last dance demands an encore, and we keep on fighting through.
Yeah, keep popping those moves into the 2-2 game, and IHC go home empty-handed. They took a dub, they went out with some pride, and they've done well by their region, by Mongolia as well. The first time we've seen these guys at a major, they have really performed, but Imperial, like you said, living the past once more. These guys at majors is something else entirely.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, like, you know, as we kind of go down the line, you can see for Imperial, like, this was great, but they're still determined. They're still looking to make that run to Legends happen. For IHC, man, it's devastation, but they've got to be proud with what they accomplished at the end of the day. They were the surprise team coming through the Asia-Pacific RMR. They were kind of the dark horse of the whole damn thing, and they managed to get here. They didn't go 0-3 like their Asia counterpart, their Australian counterparts in Renegades. They managed to pick up a map. They push Imperial Imperial to their very limits. There were worlds where they could have won this, right?
Yeah.
And man, I mean, I've been so impressed with what we got at IHC from a team that I don't think many people expected a lot from. They shouldn't feel dismayed.
40% of people had them as their 0-3 in the pick, and right, this was a team that if you saw at that Asia RMR, they shredded Renegades. They did the same here as well, and you know, these guys even took down Tai Lu, so they were here for a reason. They earned their spot, and they performed about as well as you could have ever expected, taking Cole the distance, taking Imperial the distance. You said they had chances to win this series. Absolutely true. They could have even 2-0'd it if they didn't just run out of juice by the end of Overpass. And even in Inferno, an 11-5 score, they pulled all the way back to a close series. Very commendable, but I can't say I'm not enthralled by the prospect of Fallen in the Legends stage.
Yeah, let's flip this around now, right? Because now we can home in on Imperial. Fallen, dude, he's been incredible all day long. Like, throughout this entire series, don't get me wrong, he wasn't necessarily the guy right up top of the board, but he was always carrying his impact, and by the time it reaches its crescendo, when it's all demanded of someone to step up, that's what Fallen did, man. He's the man of the match for this one, and maybe even man of the series in my eyes, as he helps walk this over the line and keeps Imperial fighting for a chance to make Legends here in Antwerp.
Even in their last map in the series, he was a one guy going absolutely ham, full of clutches, full of orbs, full of openers, full of